It's that time of the week again, Friday night meta here on the channel. Thank you for tuning in for our weekly series. A few key points that we're going to call out here before Ixalan and the new set here, and excited to break down our last Wilds of Eldraine for you here today. Thank you for that. As always, down below you'll find the timestamps as we walk through each of the formats, best of one and best of three. We'll give you some of that side note information that I was talking about today. And then additionally, if you got a question, if you got a comment throughout, do let me know, because I'd love to hear from you as always, and come swing by our Discord server and say hello. So first and foremost, I decided to wait a week, particularly because the new set, or not the new set, the season had just reset. Additionally, to give us a little bit more time here, really before kind of the closeout of this season slash set, right before we get into Ixalan here, that we're very, very excited about, and you should be too, because there's always a big mix-up. However, the one key point that I do want to call out that's always important, what's typically been good in Standard generally tends to carry over. This was only mainly true at, or changed mainly at rotation. However, keep those things in mind as we move into the new meta here with the new set. That's always important, number one, when we break these things down. So with that, we're going to dive into Standard best of one here. We do have mono white humans at the top, mono red aggro, certainly a lot of the same stuff that's carried through all the way through. Golgari mid-range there, sub 50% on the right, heavy domination really between mono red, humans and Golgari. And as you can see here, how things were trending, we did see a little bit of that change there when it came to October with humans getting back in there. And then here a little bit more of the win rate coming down, slight compression in the meta, a little bit bigger spread here at the beginning, but slowly as things kind of pulled together there. The big one really being that Selesnya Enchantments crossover there with mono red, something to pay attention to, and we'll see how this stuff trends into the new set as well. In Mythic here, we do have mono white humans and Orzhov control in there as well. All right, so let's go all the way back. Let's check out best of three. Best of three here, we do have 4-color ramp, mono red aggro, Azor's soldiers, Esper midrange, Orzhov midrange, Esper legends, Golgari midrange, and Sultai midrange in there. And then here on the right, the big ones, Esper midrange, 4-color ramp, and Golgari midrange. And then here you can see a lot of that stuff, that big spike in that Golgari, that 5-color domain falling off. Same mono red aggro falling off, but really the rise here of the three key ones that we had talked about. And here on the right, we do see that 4-color ramp doing well, a big spike in that mono red aggro as well. And then big things and big changes there in terms of what's happening. Now let's see if we got anything in Mythic here. We do have mono red aggro there in Mythic as well. So that concludes Standard for today. Now Alchemy underway. Here's what we got going on. We do see 5-color legends, the mono black Nazgul doing better again, Azor soldiers, mono red aggro, Golgari midrange, and mono black midrange. We see the Pigless kind of fallen out, but certainly a much tighter meta nonetheless. And then the win rates over time there, you can see that Orzhov midrange and that 5-color legends really duking it out. And then here on the right, you can see that popularity again. Let's go ahead and check out best of three. Best of three, we do have Jund midrange, Esper Dollmaker, Mardu midrange as well. Everything kind of trending there to be a tighter meta. There's that Mardu midrange, the Pigs list, those things to keep in mind. Let's go ahead back to best of one and move over to historic. Historic here, we do have mono red aggro at the top, taking down Izzet Wizards, which has been at the top for some time. Azor's control, mono green elves, Esper Infinity, Selesnya Squirrel Twin, mono green devotion, Dimmer Mill. Here 30% on Izzet Wizards. You can see the rest there as well. Look at this, boom, huge, 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 huge. Now like I said, look at that switch all the way from here to here. That's pretty big in terms of a run through. Now again, close to the beginning of the season, which tends to favor some of these speedy decks, and aggro lists as well. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in Mythic. Nothing in Mythic yet, which is why I haven't really been looking. Let's see if there's something else in best of three. Best of three here, we do have that Izzet Wizard still, Jeskai control in there, Golgari Yawgmoth, Mono Green Devotion, Selesnya Devotion, and Rakdos midrange. Here on the right, you can see the heavy play. And again, Is It Wizards kind of trending down, Mono Green trending down, very, very tight in terms of popularity. Here, big move with Azor's Control. Again, Is It Wizards close, but we do have Jeskai Control in there, also getting very competitive, and things for us to keep an eye on. So let's check out Explorer here. Explorer best of one. We have Boros Heroic at the top. We got Mono Red Aggro, Absent Greasefang, Selesnya Angels, Zor's Control, Rakdos Sacrifice, Mono Green Devotion, and then Rakdos midrange falling under 50%. We do see this popularity here with Selesnya Angels picking back up as well. We do see that Boros Heroic falling down and Rakdos midrange coming up. Here at the top, though, Boros Heroic remains one of the heroic lists in terms of win rates. We do see that Mono White Humans not doing as well, and Mono Red Aggro also kind of crawling up there, climbing up there nicely in terms of wins. Now, let's go ahead and move over to best of three. Best of three, we do have the 5-color fires, Absent Greasefang, Green Devotion, Rakdos Sacrifice, Rakdos Midrange, Gruul Aggro in there, and Mono Black Waste Knot, which had been below 50, above 50, which is nice to see. Then here you see that Rakdos midrange doing well, popping up nicely, Mono Green Devotion recovering. Everything else still pretty tight in the meta. And then here on the top, Absent Greasefang had been doing very well. Again, it's a nice list at the beginning of a season, tends to play out well, and then Rakdos Sacrifice doing okay, and then of course 5-color fires squeaking in there on that VW UW UV kind of trend in the chart there. Let's go ahead and see if there's any changes in Historic Brawl to close everything out here before our new set. We do have Ragavan at the top, Roscoe Clockmaker in there, the first sliver, Tali, Emoti, Goshen, Tai, Atroxa, and Azeka. So a lot of the same stuff that we've been seeing. Look at this popularity. Tali just taking off, which is pretty big. Almost at 5% in the meta. Here, it did pick up a little bit in terms of wins, which is nice to see. We do see Ragavan in there. Roscoe coming a little bit back over the top, over the first sliver, and everything else that we have in there as well. So that concludes this week. Again, a kind of kickstart here to November, and additionally, a new set. I'm super excited. I hope many of you were able to watch some of the pre-release-esque play as always. And I hope many of you are able to attend the pre-releases and all that fun stuff. So with that, I just want to say thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We did go fast and furious, looking forward to the new stuff, just like you and Ixalan, and we'll be back with that here next week. Now, with that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. As always, appreciate the likes and the subs. We got great ways to stay connected down below and ways to support the channel. I got affiliate links there. You can get your new set cards on there as well, so check that out, and thank you. With that, we'll see you again soon. Questions, comments, do shoot them my way. Come swing by the Discord server and say hello, and I'll be right there with you with a ton of new lists and decks as always, and looking forward to it. In the meantime, we got a ton of great content here for you. We'll see you soon. Mythras out of here.